next video, I'm going to be doing washing the car. I'm going to get it prepped, clean up a lot of stuff that, you know, from all the dust and, you know, fall, leaves falling, everything just kind of coming off the trees, grass, etc. And then I'm going to hit it with Bead Maker and get that on the paint, get it nice and slick, good looking. But the majority of what I have here is just a nice electric pressure washer, 2 buckets. I use snow foam for a majority of what I spray with because it just foams great, it looks great, it does the job. And then I have a bunch of other stuff from Griot's Garage, snow foam, PNS, and then my basic hand tools and whatnot. So I'm going to set up and I'm going to show you guys how I wash the GSX, my Jeep, anything. Stuff here running off from the cell phone, that all just comes right off the car. Really does its job. Now there are a lot of better ways to wash a car than how I did it. My paint isn't as nice on the GSX. It's actually pretty beat up when you get really up close to it. So I'm not as detail oriented with it as I would be on my SRT8. With my SRT8 I go way more in depth, way more slow, and I make sure I hit every nook and cranny. With the GSX, I mean, it needs repainted and stuff, so even if I was to spend a whole lot of time detailing it and whatnot, you know, it really doesn't matter because it's got damage. It's got damage here from the old owner, you know, and I'll clean that in a second. And it's got damage here, and then this is the worst spot right here where clear coat's just basically going away after so long. So there's like little things like that all over the car and here too. But you know, that's why I'm not as like crazy picky about it as I would be on other stuff, because I know that it's not that kind of car. The paint's not that kind of car for it. I will eventually paint it if I don't sell it. You know, I may want to try and do some different stuff in 2019. You know, there's another car I've always wanted, so we'll see what happens. But you know, like I said, I love the Eclipse. It's a great car. Mitsubishi's a great brand, you know, altogether. But that's basically how I wash my car. I'm gonna actually spend a lot of time doing the wheels, and I'm not really gonna film that because I had driven through some clay a long time ago, and it's really stuck up in the fender liners and stuff. So that's why I was spending actual time on the driver's side, because it was just all trapped in there in the suspension and the back wheel wells and all that kind of stuff. So you know, that's basically how I wash my car. And then I'm gonna apply Bead Maker, and I'll probably come back and show you guys. So this right here is Bead Maker. This is the final step in the process I'm gonna do to the car. It's made by a company called P&S. Really awesome product. It's like 10-11 bucks before shipping. Basically what it does is it goes on top of any paint, wax, coatings, stuff like that. It can be used as a drying solution or drying aid, and then what it does is, or how it sets up is, once you spray it on, you have to really get it on thick. So you want to kind of be almost pushing the product around on the car, so like on the fairings, the hood, all that stuff. You kind of really want to get it on there. You don't really want to do it in too much humidity. You don't want to do it when the car's wet. Again, this is kind of used as a drying aid or like a final step. And what happens is, after 48 hours, the product sets up, and it makes the car extremely slick. It makes the car really pop with the color, and then it can really honestly protect the car's paint up to about 3 to 4 months. I've had it on my Jeep, and I can continue to put it on my Jeep every single time I do a wash, and you use less and less as you continue to reapply layers. But it's an awesome product, and it really makes the car look completely different. I highly suggest you guys try it. Honestly, I'm not a professional, but this could replace a lot of waxes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you guys how it goes on, how you get it off. So you set Bead Maker up. You need to have 2 towels, more low quality towels if possible, because you want the product to stay on the car and not get soaked up by the rag. One is going to be to apply, the other one's going to be to use to buff off. So what you need to do, let's just get that one out the way for now. Get this one set up kind of decent. Alright, that'll do. Alright, so I don't have a tripod, so sorry. Alright, so you really want to Alright, so as you can see, I used a lot. That is the one complaint that everyone gets when doing Bead Maker, is that it's a lot. But you can see here, like, I'm kind of more pushing it around. You want the product to stay on the panels. You don't want it to be soaked up by the rag. I usually end up ending with a rag that is soaked with Bead Maker. It also smells amazing. Just so you guys know, it smells awesome. Then you can also come back and re-hit panels if you need to, just play with it. I've seen it applied a couple different ways, but this is how I've been doing it, and I've been getting good results with it. Alright, so now that that's on, we can buff off. My hood's messed up, so it's not going to work as good on this. But on my Jeep, it looks amazing. It looks like glass when it's all set up. You can see every reflection in it. So I'm probably going to put a lot more bead maker on this hood when I can. So that's basically it, guys. I know I didn't talk much, but you see how it's applied. You go very heavy on your first coat. 5 to 6 sprays per panel, I would say. Maybe more, maybe less. It really doesn't matter. I've heard people go a lot. I've heard people go little, but that's essentially how you set it up. That's how I've set it up. 4 to 8 hours, definitely in 24 hours, it sets up amazing. Becomes super slick, super easy to the touch. I mean, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but you can see this right here. And this just glides across it. You know, again, my paint isn't good, so gives you an idea. Hard to tell, but once it sets up, it's going to be super slick. It's going to glide. It's also hyperallergenic, so it means it's going to disperse water. It's going to bead it, basically. That's why I think it has its name. And it's just an overall awesome product. PNS makes it. Where did I put it? PNS makes it. You can get it from Rag Company, OG Garage, PNS themselves, basically anyone. But they make an awesome freaking product. I suggest buying 2. I know that when I reload up on it, I'm gonna buy a gallon, just straight up, because it's cheap enough and it's amazing. So I really appreciate everyone, you know, being a part of this video. Kind of seeing how I clean the car. Again, there are better ways to do it. I'm not crazy focused on my paint because I know my paint is not in good shape besides my front bumper. It's not worth it for me to go crazy with it. Eventually, if I get the car sprayed, then I'll take different steps to protect it. But as of now, an easy, you know, hour car wash. The car was super dirty, and hopefully it's ready for next week. Hopefully everything's good for next week. I'm going to go ahead and torque down the lug nuts right now, make sure they're good, check all fluids again, and then probably go take it back over to my mom's and drop it back off. And then maybe ride this here a little bit later. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. More videos to come, and definitely appreciate it.